Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, today we're going to talk about the whole pipeline thing once again. Yes, we get a twofer, one day after another on this topic, and I think it's something that's worthy of talking about again because there's a lot of stuff going on with it, and I think the repercussions of this could be pretty significant. So we want to talk about that here in just a minute. Before we get started, I want to mention a company that I have partnered with, and I stand behind it because I believe it's a really good company and they have a good product, and that's My Patriot Supply. If you want to go to preparewithtravis.com, you can find some of their great long-term emergency food products. They come in the Mylar bags, you can buy them in buckets, you can buy them in the number 10 cans, whatever you like. They have a pretty good variety. And I believe one of the best prices per calorie product out there when you compare them to others on the market. And they're a Patriot family-owned business, and they're really putting out some good quality products. And a lot of you have already purchased from them, and so far I have gotten 100% positive feedback from those of you that's purchased from them. So you can go to preparewithtravis.com today and stock up, because that's what we need to be doing with all this craziness that's going on. Who knows how much longer you'll be able to get the things in your grocery store that's going on. Who knows how much longer you'll be able to get the things in your grocery stores the way that you're used to because of, well, one of the many things, this pipeline shut down. So getting into that, yesterday, a lot of you commented that you were already starting to see shortages in your area, whether the gas station was completely empty or they were limiting the amount that you could get. They had raised prices, and we're seeing that ripple effect even more. There's a lot more chatter online, people posting videos and photographs showing that their local gas station is currently out of gas, and people are waiting in very, very long lines at some of these trying to get it. And this is something, an image that most Americans, like basically anyone that's younger than me, which is a large portion of America, they've never seen this kind of stuff. The last time this was seen was the gas shortages back in the 70s. So people younger than myself, they don't remember it. They didn't, may have heard about it, maybe, but they don't understand what it's like. And it's interesting, there's a lot of aspects of this. So I was actually thinking about that today for this video. Like, where do I want to take this video? Because there's actually a few different things. And so basically we're just going to try to hit it all. Number one, I want to point out that there's some suspiciousness going on with this, about who did this and why they did this. I mean, the official story is that, some hacking group that's possibly located in Russia but not affiliated with the Russian government has done this and they've basically shut down the pipeline. They hacked into the system, they shut down the pipeline, shut off all the valves, and they've changed access codes so that the company can no longer access the software to run the pipeline, and they're holding it for ransom. That's the official story. And who knows, maybe that is the official story. It's also kind of suspicious that this is happening right at a time that the current administration is really pushing for the reduction of use of fuel. They want us to cut back. They want us to, if you look at this net zero plan, this Green New Deal plan, they want us to cut back to where we're driving little tiny cars, using little to no fuel, and eventually getting to where we're using no fuel. And they want us to cut back on the amount of distance miles that we drive. I've even seen suggestions that to limit somehow that we only drive approximately 60 miles from our house, no further than that. It's kind of ridiculous, the things that they're proposing. And well, whether it's a coincidence or not, having the largest fuel pipeline in the United States shut down is certainly aiding what they want. In fact, you're not really hearing any people on the left complaining about this. It's also interesting to note that it was Obama that had said that they wanted gas prices to go up. They wanted gas prices to go up so that people would use less fuel. If the gas prices were higher, if there was less of it, then people wouldn't just use it as much. So I just wanted to point that out. But there's something interesting I saw today that the Cyber and Infrastructure Security Agency, it's a U.S. agency, part of the Department of Homeland Security, and the director spoke before the Senate Homeland Security Committee, and he said that no, we don't really know what's going on with this pipeline, and well, we haven't contacted them yet. We haven't even reached out to the company. We haven't talked to Colonial Pipeline yet, and they haven't contacted us, so we just haven't contacted them. And you know, I'm not an expert on this. So maybe that is just the standard operating procedures. But I would think that what appears to be a cybersecurity terrorist attack on a major piece of infrastructure for this country, I would think the heads of the agency that kind of oversees that would be contacting this company almost immediately, wanting to know what's going on, what they can do to help. You know, do you need us to bring in some of our, cybersecurity experts that can maybe undo this hack? What can we do to help? What is the plan? What's the plan to start moving this fuel? And how fast can we get this pipeline back open? They don't know. They have no idea because they haven't even contacted the company. They haven't even contacted the company. I mean, just stop for a moment and think about that. Think about how ridiculous that is. It'd be like an oil refinery going up in smoke, exploding and going up in smoke, and then days later, asking government officials, about it. Well, we don't know. We haven't actually contacted them yet. We hope they got it all taken care of and got the fire put out and everything, and hope that everyone was okay. But we haven't gotten contact with them yet. That's basically what they're saying. That they haven't even contacted him yet. It's only been almost a week now. Eventually we'll get around to it. Now, if we find out that anyone has hung any, rope nooses around that pipeline, we'll get on it right away. We'll have that investigation wrapped up within 24 hours. But anyways, I digress. So they're suspicious, right? To me, that's just suspicious. Like there's no motivation to get in there and actually try to figure out what's going on and to fix this problem. In fact, the entire Biden administration has been very vague and just not really putting out a lot of information about the whole thing. They're not even talking about it that much. It's like they're only talking about it when they really have to. And already we're seeing prices go up. We're seeing effects on the stock market going down. We're seeing long lines, and it's just this is going to create a cascading effect. This is something that we talk about on this channel all the time when it comes to the fragileness of our infrastructure. And one of the reasons why we should prepare is because we have such a fragile infrastructure system that it doesn't take very much to cause it to collapse. And here we are, we're witnessing it right now. If fuel is expensive, or it's just unheard of, if you can't get it because there's no supply, but because there's no delivery. I saw that the New York Times did an article saying that, there is no supply shortage and there's no long lines, all that. There's none of that. Again, with their 1984 Orwellian newspeak, when in fact you can get online and see dozens and dozens and dozens of videos and posts and pictures of people all over saying, well, that's not true. In fact, other major news agencies are reporting that there are long lines and there are shortages. There may be enough fuel out there, they're just not able to get it there. And they're already starting to shut down or slow down production in the major oil refineries because they have nowhere to send this oil. And what's it going to do for us? You know, how is it going to affect the prices of products, the delivery of products, not just shortages when you go to the gas station, but you're going to start seeing shortages even more when you go to the grocery store or to the hardware store or wherever you go, because there's hardly a thing that you don't do in touch and consume in your life that does not come over trucks and rail, which both, especially in the eastern seaboard down in the southeast, the mid-Atlantic states down in the southeast, if they can't get fuel to fuel their trucks and trains and delivery vehicles, then how are they going to get it to the store so that you can purchase it? They're not, or it's going to be greatly delayed, or the prices is going to go up because they're going to have to pay more for fuel because of all the logistics of just getting the fuel. And we're doing this already on top of an already broken, fragile system that is greatly strained. And, you know, a few people comment occasionally that, oh, well, things are going good in my area. Stores look great, no shortages, no problems. But the vast majority of the comments that I receive are not that. And they're saying that, yeah, we're getting things, but we're just not getting, you know, our grocery stores the shelves aren't as full. The other day, we try not to go to Walmart. I just don't like it, but whatever. We went for something specific, and I just kind of took a walk through, and here's how technologically inept I am. I was actually recording, I was intending on recording me walking through because I noticed that there were a lot of bare shelves. Ended up, I didn't hit the record button, so I don't have the footage. But I walked through the store, and it just kind of blew me over of how many bare spots there were on shelves. It doesn't mean that people weren't getting things that they might need, but there was a lot of bare spots. We're seeing prices go up because of inflation, because of shortages in areas, because of employment problems, because of logistics and movement of goods and the storage container problems, all this kind of stuff. We're seeing it all over. I've described it as kind of a perfect storm. And now we've got this pipeline shutting down. And while that may not be the most catastrophic thing, it may not be the straw that breaks the camel's back, it's certainly one more piece of the puzzle, and if nothing else, can show you that, and hopefully wake you up if some of you still aren't awake. I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you're not awake, but whatever, that our system is very weak, and it doesn't take much to tear it down. There's speculation that this was done by our own government, or that whoever did it, our own government knew. I don't know that. I will say that there's definitely some suspicious things. I don't think that it's any surprise or any secret that the current administration, much like the Obama administration, wants us to use less gasoline. They want people to cut back. They want gas prices to soar. They want that because they want to usher in this new industrial revolution, this new fourth industrial revolution, this new great reset, this new world order, and new Green Deal. And one of the things that they hate is fuel. And so this is certainly, I saw someone say that even if they didn't do this, just like the health crisis that's happened, what they're going to do, you mark my word, is when this is all over and done, they're going to say, yeah, but look, we all survived it. You all survived using less fuel. You just drove less. You didn't go out as much. You know, some of you walked or rode your bike, or you carpooled, or you used public transportation. You made do, and this proves that we just don't need that much fuel. We should just keep these levels of rationing out fuel because we've proven that we could survive and that we could reduce our fuel consumption. Just like with this health crisis, there are already talks about, well, see how all these shutdowns helped the environment. That's right, it reduced our carbon emissions, it reduced pollution, it reduced how much people were driving, it reduced all these things, this health crisis. It's such a coincidence that it happened. But you know what? We should just keep these lockdowns. In fact, there was an article several weeks back, I may have mentioned it on this channel, where I think it was someone in Europe, but it may have been here in the United States, were proposing every 3 or 4 years for countries to do a year-long shutdown, much like they did during this health crisis, to help cut back on the amount of energy and the amount of pollution to save the environment. And we're probably going to see the very same thing coming out with this once it's all said and done. The fact is, though, is that it is making it difficult already for some people. Yes, as preppers, as preparedness-minded people, you should have already had stockpiles of some sort. You should have had some fuels to put back and rotated out. But if you're able to get it, I would suggest you at least top off. Even those of you that may say, I've got 200 or 300 gallons of fuel stocked up, it wouldn't hurt to top things off. If you don't have a lot, you should probably stock up on it, because it's going to start going up. I've been getting reports of it going up in areas that aren't even affected by this pipeline. And that's the thing. So far, I checked today, I drove by a gas station, and I didn't notice any increase in price where I'm at. But I have seen people, all the way up into Minnesota and the Dakotas and Montana, over into Texas, and places that aren't really affected by this pipeline are already reporting just in the last few days price increases, kind of drastic, 10, 15, 20 cent increases overnight. And even if you're in an area that isn't directly affected by this pipeline, causing shortages and causing, prices to go up, it's going to happen everywhere. Down in the Southeast and in the mid-Atlantic states, they may feel it the worst, but I can almost guarantee you in the next, week or two, pretty much everyone in the United States is going to be feeling the pain of having this shut down. And they don't even know, there's not even any talk too much about when it's going to be opened up again and when they're going to have access to it again. Apparently the attacks are ongoing, because just today they said that the website for that company was hacked and shut down. So it appears that it wasn't just a one-time thing, that there's definitely an attack going on there, and who knows what else could possibly be attacked, and who knows how bad it is, because there's just not a lot being talked about. The amount of information that's being released on it seems, in my opinion, seems to be pretty thin. So again, prepare, stock up. There's a lot of things going on. There's all this stuff going on in Israel right now that, I might cover over on Patreon. But there's just a lot of stuff going on right now, folks. And here we are, another thing that's putting, at least if nothing else, a big old crack in our entire system. Our entire system that is actually very fragile. And there are certain people in this world that would love to see it collapse so that they can usher in a new era of their new ways and new money and new items, lab-grown meat and electric vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So be aware of it, and continue stocking up, continue preparing, continue getting ready, because, hey, my opinion is it's not coming anymore. It's here. It's just more of a slow trickle, okay? But that trickle is increasing. I don't think we're ever going to see a day where we just wake up and boom, it's happened. I think we're going to continue seeing it continually worsening and worsening and worsening. So it's already here, folks. Continue prepping and getting your houses in order, and prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because it's happening right now. All right, folks, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.